I'd like to start off by asking you, well, what is the one thing you wish you knew when you first opened your business?
Okay, when I first came into this industry, this business, probably I didn't know what to expect coming in. Looking back, if there's only one thing I had to change, and that would have been when I was going through university. Instead of being so uptight and worried about passing, I would have maybe socialized more and got involved with more of the activities and the whole university movement, so that when I came into this industry, I'd have been connected a bit more to some of the people that I could have done work with. Now, having said that, things have gone very well, but that's the only thing I would have did different.
Oh, excellent. What worked for you in order to get through the tough times?
You know what? One of my profs in university once said, he said, my father told me this. He said, "There's no substitute for hard work." So in our industry, in any industry, in any business, is hunger and desire to succeed. Those are the two main goals, or two main things that drive a person. So I just worked hard, I was fortunate. I got into a business that I was very good at and had some natural gifts that just sort of went hand in hand with the planning. So I was very fortunate that way, and at a young age to be able to do that, full of pea and vinegar, I just worked hard, and I really didn't have very much for what you would consider would have been downtime or bad time. It was pretty successful from the word go, but with a lot of hard work.
Okay. If you could tell all small businesses one thing before they open their doors, specific to Saskatchewan, what would you tell the owners?
I would tell the owners, I would say, number one, first of all, whatever service or good you're selling or manufacturing, make sure you, number one, believe in it. You have to believe in it. If you believe in it, you're going to, and believe and be passionate about what you're doing. If you believe in that and you're passionate about what you're doing and you do the right things and you work hard, things should work out for you. Now, having said that, there's some ABCs of business, and one of them is don't spend more than you make. Make sure you know what your revenue is. Make sure you know what your expenses are. So if your business is going to take a while to generate some good activity and some good results, that you have the cash flow, most importantly, to make sure that you can still have your doors open in 6 or 9 or 12 months when the business should start rolling in. So make sure you're properly financed, and make sure that you've got your finger on the pulse, the financial pulse, on a daily, if not weekly basis, to ensure that you know where you're going and how you're getting there financially.
When you see an opportunity to grow your business, how do you evaluate it?
First of all, how I evaluate any new opportunities is, number one, does it fit into our model? Number two, are we passionate about it? And number three, do we think that we can make a buck at this, not necessarily in the short run, but in the long run? And so what we've tried to do is A, always be passionate, B, fit it into our model, and C, have it complement a number of the other things that we're doing, so that in some ways you get a horizontal growth and a vertical growth in your business. And so if there's an opportunity, yeah, we want to go after it. But again, that's an entrepreneurial trait, and not everyone has that same desire. Sometimes people get to a certain level, they say, "Hey, I've got enough." My attitude is, if we're going to go out and play the game, we always play full out.
So you mentioned 3 qualifiers there in order to evaluate the opportunity. Does a new opportunity necessarily have to meet all 3 criteria, or are they just gauged against each of the 3?
Well, passion's always got to be there, and it's got to be a fit. It's got to be a fit. And of course, yeah, I think that they all 3 have to be there, and you have to have some time frame as to how long you're going to do this, so that you just don't keep throwing money down a black hole.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So a time limit as well.
Yeah.
And finally, our self-serving question. What value has the Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce brought to your organization?
Okay. I think indirectly, what it brings to our organization is somebody has to lobby government and the bureaucrats for making government more accountable, making government more efficient, and making sure that the tax programs that are in place on business and individuals are fair, and that we're making people accountable. I think that indirectly comes back to us. A private sector can't do that. It's got to be a sort of a public sector thing, not government runs per se. The second thing is, of course, there's good networking opportunities amongst the chamber to work on committees, to attend functions, to get to know other people of Saskatoon, so that if we're doing our business right, we get a chance to tell our story, or at least to meet with them on a favorable basis to perhaps share what we do and how it might be of value to their company. So that's the third thing, or the second thing. Third thing is they bring in a lot of good speakers from time to time. We get a chance to see people that we wouldn't have been able to bring in ourselves, but we were able to see them as part of a big group. And the fourth thing is, which I believe is important, is through programs like Celebrate Success, there's a chance for businesses to celebrate what they've done, take a pat on the back, instead of just work in the background.
Excellent. Well, Mr. Wiegers, on behalf of the Chamber, I'd like to thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Take care.
For all your stand-up comedy, corporate Christmas party, fundraising, or promotional event needs, visit www.matthewmurray.ca.
Ha ha ha! Cookies on Dowels.